Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now we will begin chapter number 10, entitled Divisions of the Creation. Text number 1. Vidura uvacha antarhite bhagavati brahmaloka pitamaha praja sasarja katidha daihikir manasir vibhu.
Sri Vidura said, O great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, created the bodies of the living entities from his own body and mind after the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Vidura is asking, how did Brahmaji carried out the further creation? What the Supreme Lord creates is Sarga, or primary creation. What Brahmaji does after being empowered by the Lord is called secondary creation, Sarga. Second verse. Yecha me bhagavan prishtaha tvayartha bahuvittama tan vidasvanupurvyena chindina sarva samshayan.
O greatly learned one, kindly eradicate all my doubts and let me know of all that I have inquired from you from the beginning to the end.
So Vidura is approaching Maitreya for answers to his questions, and Prabhupada explains that one should approach a bona fide spiritual master for answers to specific inquiries. Otherwise, if one approaches a person who is not in parampara, then he will give some imaginative answers, and that will be a program of wasting time. So imaginary answers cannot satisfy spiritual inquiries. Sutta Goswami says, Evam sanchoditastena kshatra kaushara virmunihi pritaha pratyuha tan prashnan hridisthan ata bhargava.
Shuta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, the great sage Maitreya Muni, thus hearing from Vidura, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply to the questions one after another.
So Maitreya Muni has answers to all these questions. When Vidura asked, he immediately started replying. The phrase Sutta Uvacha appears to indicate the break in the discourse. Now Sutta Goswami is the narrator. The conversation is happening between Vidura and Maitreya. Suddenly Sutta Goswami comes in the middle. So basically Sutta Goswami is narrating the conversation that happened between Maitreya and Vidura. So the loop came little outside. No Maitreya, it goes back to Maitreya. Maitreya uvacha virincho api tatha chakre divam varsha satam tapaha atmanyatmanam aveshya yathaha bhagavanajaha.
The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord.
In 3.9.30, the Supreme Lord instructed Brahma to engage in penance and meditation. So following that instruction, Brahmaji engaged in that penances for 100 celestial years. And Brahma engaged himself for the personality of Godhead Narayana, means that he engaged himself in the service of the Lord. That is the highest penance one can perform for any number of years. Fifth verse. Tadvilokyabja sambhuto vayuna yadathistitaha padmam ambhascha tatkala kritaviryena kampitam.
Thereafter Brahma saw that both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to a strong, violent wind.
So Kalakrita. Kalakrita means by the influence of time. Kalakrita viryena kampitam. The lotus on which he was seated was trembling because of violent wind. So this is a connection for the next question. So next Vidura asks about the characteristics of time, taking cue from this question. Here Kala Chodita, Kala Viryana is mentioned. So what is the characteristic of time? He will ask later. In this purport, Prabhupada says, thus one engaged in the Lord's devotional service in the material world may sometimes be very much disturbed by awkward circumstances. Here Brahma is about to begin his creative activities. Then there is violent wind and there is shaking of lotus, etc. So there is some kind of difficulty for him. So Prabhupada says, in the execution of devotional service, one may face difficulties. There is a declaration of war between two parties, the illusory energy and the devotee. And sometimes the weak devotees fall victim to the onslaught of powerful illusory energy. Brahma, however, was sufficiently strong devotee. Where did that strength come from? By his meditation on the Lord, by his austerities, penances and devotional service. By the causeless mercy of the Lord, and he could not be victimized by the material energy, although it gave him a cause for anxiety when it managed to totter the existence of his position. So difficulties will come in one's devotional life also. However, by the strength of Lord's mercy, by the power of one's sincere sadhana, one can face those difficulties, one can overcome those difficulties. That's what Prabhupada says. Sixth verse. Tapasa hedhamanena vidyaya chatma samsthaya vivriddha vijnano balo nyapadvayum sahambhasa.
Long penance and transcendental knowledge of self-realization had matured Brahma in practical knowledge, and thus he drank the wind completely along with the water.
He drank the wind. He drank the wind completely along with the water. How does he actually do it? We can't visualize or conceive completely. So we can just trust the words of Bhagavatam and take them as it is, unless some Tikakar gives some elaborate explanation. Prabhupada writes some practical application points in our context. Brahma's struggle for existence is a personal example of the continued fight between living entities in the material world and the illusory energy, Maya. So Brahma is also having some struggle in his service in the beginning. So now the practicing devotees now also will have some struggle in our current context. Beginning from Brahma down to this age, living entities are struggling with the forces of material nature. By advanced knowledge in science and transcendental realization, one can try to control the material energy, which works against our endeavors. Such control of the material energy, however, can be most successfully carried out if one is soul surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and carries out his order in the spirit of loving service. Basically, Prabhupada is rendering this verse, Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. The material energy of the Lord is very difficult to surpass, but if one surrenders unto the Lord, mamevaye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. It's easy to overcome, because Lord is supporting him, helping him. Tadvilokya viyadvyapi pushkaram yadati sthitam anena lokan praglilan kalpitasmi ityachintayat.
Thereafter he saw that the lotus on which he was situated was spread throughout the universe, and he contemplated how to create all the planets which were previously merged in that very same lotus.
So Brahma was contemplating. Now earlier the lotus was being shaken by wind. Brahma drank that wind, Brahma drank that devastation waters. Now he can see the lotus table. Now he is contemplating, how am I supposed to create all these planetary systems from this lotus? Right? So Prabhupada writes how Brahma's creation is secondary. See, the seeds of all planets in the universe were impregnated in the lotus on which Brahma was situated. The planets in seed form are already existing. They are created by the Lord only. All the planets were already generated by the Lord, and all the living entities were also born in Brahma. The material world and the living entities were all already generated in seedling forms by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what Brahma is supposed to do? he was to disseminate the same seedlings all over the universe. The seeds are there, he has to put it in different places. Right? The real creation is therefore called Sarga, and manifestation of Brahma is called Visarga. That is a secondary creation. 8th verse. Padmakosham tadavishya Bhagavat karma choditah Ekam vyabhankshid urdha Tridha bhavyam dvisaptadha.
Thus engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma entered into the world of the lotus, and as it spread all over the universe, he divided it into 3 divisions of worlds and later into 14 divisions.
So first he divided the world into 3 divisions, then into 14. So in some kalpas, these top planetary systems, Brahmaloka, Maharloka, Tapoloka, they will not merge into the Lord's body, but they will just go into some unmanifest condition. However, in certain kalpas called Padma Kalpa, Brahma has to create those upper planetary systems also. All 14 have to be manifested. So this is according to some references from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purports, etc. So in some kalpas, all 14 have to be created. In regular other kalpas, those for top 4 will remain, even during the night time of Brahma also. And one reference particularly says, the Lord Garbhodakasai Vishnu is sleeping in the devastation waters, and he is sleeping in such a way that the residents of top planetary systems are unable to see him. That means they were existing during the night of Brahma also. Just one reference hints like that. 9th verse. Etavan jivalokasya samstha bhedaha samahritah dharmasya hyanimittasya vipakaha parameshtyaso.
Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe because of his causeless devotional service unto the Lord in mature transcendental knowledge. He therefore created all the 14 planetary divisions for inhabitation by the different types of living entities.
So Brahma could create the 14 worlds suitable for different types of jivas because of his dharmasya and animittasya. Dharmasya means his execution of devotional service, his penance, his meditation and all that. And animittasya means without any material desires. It is basically equivalent to ahaituki. Dharmasya hi animittasya vipakaha parameshtinam. His meditation and worship was without any material desire. He just wants to engage in Lord's service by creating these 14 worlds. So he was able to do it. So in this purport also Prabhupada is writing, the conditioned souls in the material world reflect only a part of those qualities, because Lord is the reservoir of all qualities. That's why they are called Pratibimbas. These Pratibimba living entities are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, have inherited different proportions of his religious qualities, and in terms of their inheritance of these qualities, they appear in different species of life and accommodated in different planets. That is the purpose of creating all these planets and species, to accommodate different people according to their mental dispositions, internal dispositions. Now Brahma is the creator of 3 worlds, namely the lower planets, that is Pataloka, middle planets called Bhurlokas, and upper planets called Svargalokas. Still higher planets such as Maharloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, Brahmaloka do not dissolve in the devastation water. This is because of the causeless devotional service rendered unto the Lord by their inhabitants, whose existence continues up to the Dviparartha time. Dviparartha is like entire life of Brahma. They continue to exist. So that is how Brahmaji created the 14 worlds. Now Vidura is asking a question about time. In 3.5, Vidura had heard that due to time all these transformations are happening. He is asking about the characteristics of time. Vidura uvacha yathatha bahurupasya harer adbhuta karmanah kalakhyam lakshanam brahman yatha varnayana prabho.
Vidura inquired from Maitreya, O my Lord, O greatly learned sage, kindly describe eternal time, which is another form of the Supreme Lord, the wonderful actor. What are the symptoms of that eternal time? Please describe them to us in detail.
He wants a description of time in detail. It is Lord's energy. And Vidura also heard about time in 3rd Canto, 8th chapter. Yesterday we discussed 3.8.12, 13 and 22. These 3 verses plus 3.10.5. So these 4 verses, in these 4 verses Maitreya spoke about time. So Vidura became inquisitive to know some details of time. However, Maitreya in just 3 verses describes time in very brief, and he dedicates one full chapter, 3.11, on time. So this 3.11 we will cover along with teachings of Lord Kapila. There also a description of time is there. We will not cover it today. So now the brief description we will go through. Maitreya uvacha gunavyatikara nirvishesho pratisthitah purushasthadupadanam atmanam leelaya srijat.
Maitreya said, eternal time is the primal source of the interactions of the 3 modes of material nature.
Gunavyatikara, only because of time modes interact. Next.
It is unchangeable and limitless, and it works as the instrument of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for His pastimes in the material creation.
So Lord acts in this material world through the medium of this time factor. Kalosmi lokakshayat krit pravriddho. In the form of time, Lord causes so many transformations. Lord causes end of so many things. Lord causes beginning of many things. So like that, time is an instrument in Lord's hand. Time is a representative of Lord. Or time is the impersonal form of the Lord, in the impersonal manifestation of the Lord. Next. Time is automatically, astronomically and mathematically calculated in relation to the speed, change of life and particular object. All this in relation, calculations of time in relation to movements of sun, we will discuss in 3rd Canto, 11th chapter. 12th verse. Vishvam vai brahmadan matram samsthitam Vishnu mayaya Ishvarena parichinnam kalena avyakta murtina.
This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of Kala, which is the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Vishnu.
Some more. Nirvishesha, without attributes. So it appears so because of its being separated from the Lord by means of Kala. It is sometimes like a tape recorded voice of a person. Right? So Prabhupada says, as previously stated by Narada to Vyasa, this unmanifested world is the self-same personality of Godhead, but it appears to be something else beyond or besides the Lord. Because Kala separated this material manifestation from the Lord. So all this material manifestation merged within the body of the Lord. Due to the influence of time, that manifestation came out. Right? Universes came out, right? In the creation chart, that's what we see. Kala, Karma, Svabhava. They are infused into Pradhana. And that Pradhana came out of the Lord's body. Then that transformed into Mahatattva because of time. And Mahatattva transformed into false ego because of time. False ego gave rise to 23 elements because of time. So all these material manifestations are separated from the Lord by the influence of time. That is explained in this verse. Yathedanim tathagrecha paschad api etadidrisham.
This cosmic manifestation is as it is now. It was the same in the past and it will continue in the same way in the future.
Right. Means creation happens multiple times. Now a creation happened. In future also similar creation will happen. In the past also creation will happen. A creation had happened. That means the nature of time is cyclic. Today we have 3:25 p.m. Tomorrow also 3:25 p.m. will come. Day after tomorrow also it will come. Yesterday also it came. So time is cyclic. Now there are 7 days in a week. Monday, today is Wednesday. After 7 days again Wednesday will come. Right? This is March month. After 1 year again this will come. This time is cyclic in nature. So that is a brief description of time. More elaboration will come in 11th chapter. Now Maitreya Muni describes 10 types of creation, categories of creation. So before entering into the topic of how Brahmaji actually created so many details of the universe, he enumerates the types of creation. There are 10 types of creation. Out of them, 6 types are coming under the primary creation. All of them together are called Sarga, but individual elements of that Sarga are given certain names. That's how we have 6 categories of primary creation. Then there are 3 categories of secondary creation, and the last category is mixed creation. We will see all of them one by one now. Sargo navavidhastasya prakrito vaikritastuyah kaladravya gunairasya trividha pratishankramadah. Sargo navavidhastasya. Sarga means, the word Sarga means creation. That creation is of 9 types. Sargo navavidhastasya. And that 9 types of creation are also in 2 sets. Prakrito means the primary creation, which is directly originating from the Lord. Next, Vaikrita means that secondary creation is which is originating from Brahma. So Vaikrita is what is created by Brahma, Prakrita is what is created by the Lord. So these two are additional terminologies for Sarga and Visarga. Sarga is Prakrita, Visarga is Vaikrita. This is clear? Kala dravya gunair asya trividaha pratishankramana. So Sarga is creation, Pratisankramana means withdrawal or destruction. So there are 3 types of destruction. Just like there are 9 types of creation, there are 3 types of destruction. What are the 3 types of destruction? Kala, Dravya, Guna. See the third line. Kala, the type of Kala Pralaya, Kala Sankramana is that destruction which is caused by time, due to scheduled time. Now this, at the end of day of Brahma, there is an annihilation. At the end of life of Brahma, there is an annihilation. Like that there are schedules. When the schedule is done, the creation is wound up. They are called scheduled destructions caused by Kala, due to scheduled time. Next, Kala Dravya. So the scheduled time is annihilation of entire universe at the end of 100 years. Then due to a fire which emanates from the mouth of Ananta, there is Dravya annihilation. Dravya is the elemental annihilation, right? So that is because of fire emanating from the mouth of the Lord. Next, Gunair. Guna means qualities. When, because of the qualitative actions of a person, there are some destructions. There are some things which are ending at some intervals. So that they are called, that destruction which is caused by the quality of a person is called Guna annihilation. Guna annihilation, Dravya annihilation and Kala annihilation. Right? These are the 3 types of annihilations mentioned here. But there are 4 types of annihilation mentioned in 12th Canto. That's what you are going to ask. Guna? Possible. Because of the qualitative actions. If he is doing certain action because of having certain quality, and if that is causing some death, that is fine. Right? That is also categorized like that. So these are some categories mentioned here, but there are major categories mentioned in the 12th Canto. 12th Canto, 4th chapter. Describes the 4 types of annihilation. Prakritika, Nitya, Naimittika and Atyantika, which we discussed earlier. Scheduled is end of life of Brahma. End of day is Dravya annihilation. That's how it is mentioned. Dravya, due to material elements. That happens at the end of Deva Brahma. That's how Chakravarti explains. Dravya. All the ingredients within this universe are wound up at the end of Deva Brahma. That's how they are named. 15th. Now he will explain each of these. The annihilations are done in half verse. In the first half of this verse, 9 types of sarga are mentioned. Now one by one he will explain that. 15th verse. Adyastu mahatas sargo gunavaishamyam atmanah. So adyastu means the first type of sarga, first type of creation is mahataha, the creation of Mahattattva. All these tables are already given in your Bhagavad Subodhini, page number 81. So first type is the creation of Mahattattva. Adyastu sargo. And what does it do? Guna Vaishamyam Atmanaha. Guna Vaisham means interaction of gunas, modes. Because of the interaction of modes which is instigated by the Supreme Lord, there is a manifestation of Mahattattva. There is a creation of Mahattattva. That is first type of creation. Second, Dvitiyastu ahamo yatra dravya gnana kriyodayah. Dvitiya creation is aham. Aham is ahankara. The creation of false ego is the second type of primary creation. So what is its quality? Dravya gnana kriyodayah. That false ego gives rise to dravya. Dravya means material ingredients, the 5 elements, gross elements. And dravya gnana. Gnana means material knowledge. That is mentioned here. Sense devatas, mind, knowledge, senses, these are all coming under the gnana part. Then kriya is material actions, the action senses. There are karmendriyas, there are gnanendriyas, right? So gnanendriyas are coming under the category of gnana. Karmendriyas are coming under the category of kriya. Dravya is basically ingredients, the 5 gross elements. Clear? So the second type of creation is creation of ahankara, which gives rise to dravya, kriya and gnana. These 3 things. Right? Next. 16th verse. Bhuta sargastriti yastu tanmatro dravya shaktiman. The third category of creation is tanmatra, the creation of tanmatras. Tanmatras means the 5 sense objects, right? So what is the significance of this tanmatra creation? Dravya shaktiman. These tanmatras have the ability to give rise to dravya. Dravya means material elements, gross elements. So only the subtle elements give rise to gross elements, right? The form is created first. From that form, fire is coming. Sound is created first. From sound, sky is coming. Fragrance is created first. From fragrance, earth is coming. That's how we have seen in the creation chart. All of you remember? So this is just informative. This is a recollection of whatever we have already studied in 2nd Canto 5th chapter and 3rd Canto 5th chapter. This is clear? So third type of creation is tanmatra creation. Next. Chaturtha aindriya sargo yastu gnana kriyatmakah. Fourth type of creation is creation of indriyas, senses. There are 2 categories of senses. 5 knowledge senses and 5 action senses. Now, we may get confused. This dravya gnana, this gnanendriyas, karmendriyas are already coming under false ego. Why they are categorized as different 4th category? Basically, names are given. All are basically in one flow. False ego is giving rise to this 3 modes. False ego in 3 modes is giving rise to all 23 elements. But names are given. Okay, senses are categorized separately. Mahattattva is categorized separately. False ego is different. So when they are saying the second type of creation is false ego, he said second type is false ego only. That false ego has the ability to give rise to dravya, gnana and kriya. Like that. The dravya, gnana and kriya are not categorized under the second category. The title is given false ego. Right? It has the ability to cause the 4th creation. Like that. Next, 4th is Aindriya. 5 knowledge senses and 5 action senses. 17th verse. Vaikariko deva sargah panchamo yanmayam manah. Fifth type of creation is Deva Sargaha, creation of the demigods. And how does it happen? It happens by the interaction of false ego with Sattva Guna. That creates demigods. Next, Shashtastu Tamasah Sargo Yastu Abuddhikrita Prabhoho. The sixth type of creation is called Avidya, Tamasaha. Tamasaha means darkness or ignorance or Avidya Shakti. That is, that makes the living entity act like a fool. So these are the six types of primary creations. First, Mahat. Second, Ahankara. Third, Tanmatras. Fourth, Indriyas. Fifth, Devas, Devatas. Sixth is Tamas or Avidya. These are the six types of primary creations. Okay. Next, 18th verse. Shadime prakrita sarga vaikritan api me shrunu. Shad ime, these six types of creation are called prakrita sarga or primary creation. Now Vaikrita sarga I am going to describe, you listen. Vaikrita is secondary creation. Rajo bhajo bhagavato Lileyam harimedhasaha. Now hear from me about creations of Brahma. These secondary creations are done by Brahma. The first six are created by the Lord himself. Next three are created by Brahma. He is an incarnation of mode of passion. Rajo bhago bhagavato. Bhagavan's Rajo bhaga, the part of mode of passion, is represented by Brahma, and then he is creating the secondary type of creation. Lileyam harimedasaha. Lord Brahma's brain works as if it is Supreme Personality of Godhead's brain. His brain also functions like Lord's brain only. That's why he is called Harimedasaha, because his intelligence is coming from the Lord. 19th verse. Saptamo mukhya sargastu Shadvidhastushtatam chayah Vanaspatyoshadhi lata Tvaksara virudho drumah. Now to give an outline, the seventh type of creation is the principal creation, that is the creation of immovable living entities. They are of six kinds. They are plants. The fruit trees without flowers, trees and plants which exist until the fruit is ripe, creepers, pipe plants, creepers which have no support, the trees with flowers and fruits. All these are various categories of plants are coming under the seventh type of creation. Now you can go to the next slide. Go back. See, three types of secondary creation are these categories. One creation has horizontal nourishment, means they eat. Now all these animals are there, they eat through their mouth, right? That's a horizontal nourishment. They have four legs, they stand on four legs. Next slide. This is vertical nourishment. Vertical nourishment is of two categories. One is upward nourishment. Plant takes nourishment or food through roots and it will go upwards. Human beings take food from mouth, it is downward nourishment. So these three categories of living entities created by Brahma as a part of his secondary creation are these having this kind of nourishment: upward nourishment, downward nourishment, and horizontal nourishment. Right? That is the images. Right? Next. These are the categories. We can just read the translations. The examples are also given. Major categories are these three. Nourishment, based on nourishment. Read.
The seventh creation is that of the immovable entities, which are of six kinds. The fruit trees without flowers, trees and plants, which exist until the fruit is ripe, creepers, pipe plants, creepers which have no support, and trees with flowers and fruits.
Okay, next.
All the immovable trees and plants seek their subsistence upwards. They are almost unconscious but have feelings of pain within. They are manifested in variegatedness.
Okay. These are all plants. Next.
The eighth creation is that of the lower species of life, and they are of different varieties, numbering 28. They are all extensively foolish and ignorant. They know their desirables by smell, but are unable to remember anything within the heart.
So they have no conception of future only. Right now, whatever I get, I will eat and I will be happy. They don't have any plans for future. Just like I was giving that goat example yesterday. Right now, it is getting grass, it will eat. They are in present. Be here now, be in present that we hear, right? That they do. They have no plans of future. Next, he is going to be chopped that he doesn't understand. They are thoroughly ignorant. Next, they have only knowledge of hunger and thirst, no other knowledge. Next.
O purest Vidura, of the lower animals, the cow, goat, buffalo, Krishna's stag, hog, gavaya animal, deer, lamb, and camel all have 2 hooves. The horse, mule, ass, gaura, sharbha, bison, and wild cow all have only 1 hoof. Now you may hear from me about the animals who have 5 nails. The dog, jackal, tiger, fox, cat, rabbit, sajaru, lion, monkey, elephant, tortoise, alligator, gosapa, etc. all have 5 nails in their claws. They are known as panchanakhas, or animals having 5 nails. The heron, vulture, crane, hawk, bhasa, bhalluka, peacock, swan, sarasa, chakravaka, crow, owl, and others are the birds. The creation of the human beings, who are of 1 species only and who stock their eatables in the belly, is the 9th in the rotation. In the human race, the mode of passion is very prominent. Humans are always busy in the midst of miserable life, but they think themselves happy in all respects.
So animals have no future planning, humans have a lot of future planning. Animals have no formalities, human beings have a lot of formalities. Animals are ignorant, that's they are happy. Human being is suffering and he thinks that he is happy. So, like that. Their food is distributed downwards, theirs is horizontal. Next. Some small details are there, you can study. Next.
O good Vidura, these last 3 creations and the creation of demigods, the 10th creation, are Vaikrita creations, which are different from the previously described Prakrita, natural creations. The appearance of the Kumaras is both.
So 3 categories of secondary creation we have seen. There is actually a 4th category of second creation also, that is creation of demigods. However, some demigods are created by the Lord, some demigods are created by Brahma. So thus demigods fall into both categories, both Prakrita and Vaikrita. So not all demigods, some demigods are in this category, some demigods are in that category. Now 4 Kumaras are there, they are both together. How? In the next chapter it will be described. Brahmaji created 4 Kumaras by meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, Brahmaji created 4 Kumaras, but because he meditated on the Lord also created 4 Kumaras. So 4 Kumaras is product of both Lord and Brahma. Thus they fall into both categories. They are both Prakrita and Vaikrita. Mixed creation. Next. Read.
The creation of the demigods is of the 8 varieties. First, the demigods, the forefathers, the asuras or demons, the gandharvas and apsaras or angels, the yakshas and rakshasas, the siddhas, charanas and vidyadharas, the bhutas, pretas and pishachas, and the superhuman beings, celestial singers, etc. All are created by Brahma, the creator of the universe.
Last verse.
Now I shall describe the descendants of the Manus. The creator, Brahma, as the incarnation of the passion mode of personality of Godhead, creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires in every millennium by the force of the Lord's energy.
So now he will describe about Brahma's further creation and Manus and other things from the 12th verse, from the 12th chapter. In 11th chapter he gives a more elaboration about time, so that we will not discuss today. There is a gradation. Yeah, definitely there is some gradation. And Prabhupada writes, the spirits and jinn mentioned in this connection are also counted amongst the demigods because they are able to perform uncommon functions not possible for men. So there are gradations amongst them also, and they are superior to human beings because they can work better than human beings. So what exactly is the gradation, we'll have to see. Right? Who is standing above whom? Next, let's go to the 12th chapter. We have 45 minutes. Someone is raising the hand. Yes, Prabhu. There is only one category, he said. Yeah, there are 5-clawed animals. There are few names mentioned, but there are so many like that. So human beings are not 5-clawed, 2-clawed, 3-clawed. That kind of categories are not there. Human beings are all having similar structure. But under animals, there are so many kinds of animals. Even some birds are also categorized as animals. There are aquatic birds, there are land-dwelling birds. Like that, different kinds of animals are there. Plants also, there are pipe plants, there are creeper plants that need support. So in that sense, there are subcategories under plants and animals, but human beings are all of one category. But there are gradations amongst human beings also.
The demigods are also classified in that 4 lakh. Is that true?
Demigods
Are also classified in this 4 lakh. Siddhas, Chanaras and all those.
Is it? I don't know.
Like
Anyone
we have
knows?
Kim Purusha, Kinnara, etc.
Kinnara, Kim Purusha, Charana. Are they classified as human beings? Okay.
That's what I'm just clarifying.
According to their consciousness and other things, I don't know exactly.
Otherwise, in this 8.4 million, where will the demigods go?
8.4 million, where are the demigods standing?
The only remaining is 4 lakhs. All others are aquatics and beasts, etc., etc.
You can see. As of now, I don't know.